Herzlich willkommen, liebe Leute. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob wir auch englische Gäste haben. Ich habe jedenfalls viel Werbung gemacht, deswegen werde ich immer ein bisschen abwechseln, mal Deutsch, mal Englisch reden. So, welcome. If we should have any foreign guests here, so from wherever in America, it's in LA. I've invited somebody from LA. It would be 9 in the morning. Maybe he's still sleeping. So, by the way, I could be an influencer right now because I'm thinking I'm using so much lotion for my hand because it's so dry from washing the hands all the time. Horrible. So, but I don't do any advertisement now because I don't have any contract now. So if there are some people outside who want to deal with me, tell me. No? I hope you are in preparation for Easter all. And I just bought some Easter eggs and some chocolate and things like this. And for sure, I have some Easter present for you. I prepared 2 very nice pieces for you. I hope you downloaded the scores. Ich hoffe, ihr habt alle die Noten heruntergeladen. Bevor wir loslegen, eine kleine Wiederholung zu den Patterns. Before we start, let's look at the different patterns we already talked about. So we have 2 very important patterns. This is pattern 1, which is like this. You see that I put back my hands. Klaus, was war denn deine Frage zur rechten Hand eigentlich das letzte Mal? Sag mir das doch nochmal. Dann vielleicht nochmal schreiben, was genau die Frage ist. So, I put back my right hand to the guitar to stop the second 16. This makes a more percussive sound if I want to have it. No? The second very important pattern is pattern 3. This is this one. So it's just a little difference because at the beginning we have 2 8 notes. It's like this. Okay. So with these 2 patterns, you can play a lot of things. And I've prepared for you the accompaniment to Girl from Ipanema. That means it's the same chord progression. I can't put in here the original score because of copyright, no? But we can play the chords. And I have prepared a simple version and a more advanced version. And I play for you the easy version now. And we see which pattern do we have. Please correct in measure 2. In Takt 2 bitte korrigieren. Das ist Pattern 1, ne? Und nicht Pattern 4 oder was ich da geschrieben habe. And there's another correction in the advanced version. I put the wrong image of the chord I wrote a GB 713. But it's not true. It's a GB 7. So the notes inside, they are okay. So you just have to change the chord diagram, okay? This happens because too much in my head before Easter, so some mistakes always happen. No? Okay, so now listen, if you recognize the different patterns I played for you. 1, 2, and... So at the end of the first line, you have pattern 2. This is only a little variation of pattern 3. No? Pattern 3 is like this. And this is pattern 2. This had at the end, it has an 8 note with a point. I don't know this in English. Punktierte Achtel. Then it goes again we have pattern 3, but in fact it's pattern 5 which comes because there's a variation at the end. Remember, you do thumb, index, middle ring finger at the end of measure 6. Okay, so it's like this. You saw? No, this is the end. And then there's another variation which is called pattern 6, where in the beginning also you have this thumb, middle ring together, and then the index finger. Okay? It sounds like this if you play the advanced version. The chords are a little bit different because I made some melodic variations there. For example, you have the G7 and then G7-13. You see, and then the melody goes up here to the, with the G minor chord, to the F, and then it goes back again to E, and then it goes to D, and then it goes to C. So you see, you have a very nice melody going here. And also the bass is different because I put in some substitute chords. I tell you something about substitute chords later. First of all, I would like to play with you. So who wants to play the advanced version? Please play it. And the others play the more easy version, okay? Okay, before we start, Klaus is asking posture of the right hand, thumb and fingers. As you can see, I separate a little bit thumb and my fingers. For me, I like it more to play like this. There are a lot of people who play like this. Also absolutely okay, no? Because your attack might be nicer for the smoothness. I play sometimes like this if I want to have a really smooth sound. But for chords, I separate it a little bit. So I can do like this, you see? And if it would be like this, it's a little bit awkward. So I prefer to play like this. But it's so individual, the posture of the right hand. You have just to take care that this joint is not like this, you see? Should not be like this, not good for the tendons. Or like this, extremely, no. Straight is the best. And there are some variations like this or like this, you see? So I prefer to play like this. So now let's start. I will count you in with 1 and 2 this time. We advance a little bit more. Before I did this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I can make it more easy for you. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and. So the interesting thing is that now we play different patterns for one accompaniment. And this is how people usually play variation for any piece you accompany or you play in a band. You know, the guitar player, the guitarist always has to be flexible. So for me, it's quite difficult now to play this after the score, because if I play, so it comes to my mind, whatever, you know, I can play this piece like this. I don't think anymore about the variations because I practice them so much that now it comes to my mind. It's like improvisation. As a jazz guitar player, you learn all these cliches, you know, and then you have so many in your head that if you improvise in a piece, it just comes to your mind, and that's the same with these patterns. No? So it's very important that the first step is really to use these patterns consciously. That means you play them. You say, I play pattern 3, then pattern 1. So, and by the time you get used to it, and it will sound really great. No? Okay, die Leerseiten kommen ab und zu auf den geraden Schlägen. Andreas, I don't know. Somebody is asking about the empty strings come on the straight note, so on 1 and 2. You mean maybe another piece? You mean So Danzo Samba? We talk about this later, okay? So let's go back to the piece. This is a very interesting. I talk mainly English now because the video will be on YouTube and there are people from abroad looking at it. So the German version is always on Friday, and I think you will understand also the German people now. So it's very interesting because it's a very common chord progression. Yeah, the first chord degree is our tone. In German, it's called Tonika. It's the first step, F major. The piece is in F major, and then you have a G7. Normally, it should be a G minor. But here it's a G7. So it's the second step or the second degree as a dominant 7 chord. And that's interesting. It's called also the double dominant. No? This double dominant should lead to another resolution, which is in this case the C7, which comes a little later. In between comes the G minor. But if you see, this double dominant resolves also very nicely in the G minor chord. So it's tension, resolution, and again resolution from the chord before, C7. And that's the dominant chord to F major. So please keep this in mind. This chord progression is so usual in jazz or in Brazilian music. No, you find it very often. Another interesting thing is the substitute chord. There's written substitute C7. That means for sure substitute for C7, for the chord C7, that you don't misunderstand it. It's a GB7 to the C7. And there's one common thing. It's this interval, which is called tritone, or in German, it's called tritonus. Eine verminderte Quint, a diminished fifth, which is the tension, okay? Tension, 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 and resolution, okay? And the tension is also in the GB7, exactly the same. You see? So therefore, you can substitute a fifth degree, eine 5. Stufe, no? Can substitute this chord with, let's say, 2B7. So the second step, 1 half step below, as a 7th chord. No? So, man kann das also mit der erniedrigten 2. Stufe, ja, F ist die erste, G, B ist jetzt die erniedrigte 2. Stufe als Septakkord. Das ist eine Grundregel, immer als Substitut nehmen, wenn ihr wollt. Ne? Okay. So these substitute chords occur a lot in Brazilian music because Brazilians like to do this kind of bass progression. No, then it comes again, then it goes. So it's chromatic. And these chromatic basses come a lot. I give you another example. Chromatic basses in one-note samba. therefore they like to use these substitute chords. Okay. Let's play it again and then have a look at the next piece, maybe, no? So I count you in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then let's start. Okay. I play first. I play with you the easy version, and then I go to the advanced. But if you want to stay with the easy version, stay there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, and again, more a faster version now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I would like you to remember where you shorten the chord a little bit. Yeah. So I start. I make it short. And short again. So again. Short. 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 This sounds, and now short. 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 This makes the whole thing percussive, so that you really have this samba feeling. Okay, very important, especially when you play it faster. You hear this so nicely. This is not only nice to play because it sounds samba-like, danceable, but it's also very important if you play in a band. If you play like this, your sound gets much more transparent, no? Because it's short, it's with accents, and so other instrument can sound better because you are here the accompanying instrument. Okay, so far so good, and this is a German expression. Sorry, so far so good. That means so weit so gut. Translated in English. Horrible. Okay, let's see if there are any questions. No, people have some private talks here. Okay, good. Okay. Yes, happy Easter also to all. No? Again, because somebody said this here. So let's look now at the next chord progression, which is the same as I played in the beginning. So Danzo Samba is the song. And I wrote down for you a pattern which is used very often by Baden-Powell. And he uses the empty strings. So, and Andreas, I don't know if this was your question, but the empty strings here are not on the accentuated parts of the measure. They are in the off parts of the measure. I show this to you very, very slowly now with the A minor 7 chord, okay? And you can put off the fingers from the strings, no? off, empty string, empty string. Then comes the next chord on the last 16. Empty strings. And the secret of the whole thing is to play these empty strings, not so aggressive. That means very, very low. No? If you do this, you get some kind of ghost note effect. I show this to you. Yeah, this comes out better if you play it faster, but we can try it slow now, first of all, just with this chord progression. I show this to you that you see this better. By the way, if René is here, thank you for your advice to show better turning around. Now I think you can see where my fingers are in the 5th fret. No? And I put the first finger here. And now I keep the 4th and the 3rd finger and just go like this and have another chord, D7, 9, okay? You see? Chuk, like this, and you go like this. Very easy change. Try it, maybe. You can do this without playing. My favorite exercise that you just keep your fingers very relaxed on the strings, and then you go here. You see, and you go back with very little movement. Perfect exercise, really, to get new chords quickly. No? So let's try it very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, did you get it? So let's have a look at the piece itself. If you see the chords again, you have 1st degree, we are in C major, okay? Then you have the double dominant. I left out the F, no, but it comes later. So 1st degree, 2nd degree as a 7th chord, dominant 7 chord, which means it's the double dominant, like in Girl from Ipanema. Then comes the 2nd step, and then the dominant 7th chord, G7, in this case B13, and then you go back to C6, 9. Now you see? The F7 chord, it shouldn't be a dominant 7 chord at this point here. But if you remember the blues, you have these 7th chords. So it's a little bit bluesy. And if you see the F7 chord, if I play it like this and I go to a D7, it resolves somehow chromatically in the D7. You see? No? So it has some kind of tension to go to the D7, although it's not a real tension chord here in this moment, which resolves. It's a tension chord which stays a little bit for itself in this context. No? You can always look at the function of a chord, and normally it's like tension, release, no? Or tension, tension, release, tension can also occur if you have a lot of dominant chords in a row. No? But that's my way to see, to explain in a simple way music theory, because you can say, okay, you have tension chords, you have release chords, and then it's better understandable that these tension chords resolve into here. No? More understandable. So let's try it. But I want to give you an opportunity first to do it in a simple way. So the second chord progression I made with 3-finger chords, and so everybody hopefully can play. Look here, I start with a C major 7 chord. And now look at my third finger to the ring finger, because it goes down to the next chord. And then this third finger goes up to the next chord. It leads me to any chord I want. Then comes the D minor 7, G7, and again I keep the finger now, C major 7. I say this in German too. Also der dritte Finger bleibt immer auf der dritten Seite und entweder rutscht er oder er bleibt liegen, und das bringt euch ganz einfach zu diesen ganzen Akkorden. Ne? Okay, play the chords you prepared and you want. Both is working, ne? So you can play the more advanced version or the 3-finger chords. And we do the first 2 lines now that you can get an impression of the piece, okay? So, not too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I play now the other version, the more easy version. Maybe I explained before, you can do the same thing here. No? You put just here all the fingers up. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So, you see, easy version. With these 3-finger chords, you can accompany a lot of pieces, especially when you play in a band. This is the way to put yourself in the context. So the piano has place, the bass player has more space, and the guitar plays only the necessary. That means this is the basic tone, C. Then there's the third, E, and the major 7, which is the B. No? So only the important. I leave out the 5th, and I leave out an octave. So I don't need this. Just to define the chord, I just need these 3 notes. Again, in German, es ist wichtig, dass ihr versteht, warum kann ich da nur 3 Töne spielen. Ihr habt einen Grundton, ja, die Terz, und hier in diesem Fall, bei diesem Akkord, die große Septim. Bei dem F7 ist es dann die kleine Septim. Also wieder Grundton, große Terz, kleine Septim. Das sind die wichtigsten Töne, die definieren den Akkord. Mehr braucht ihr nicht. Und da kann man wunderbar damit spielen. Okay? So, that you get an impression, I try to sing a little bit, but... So da so samba, so da so samba, bye 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 bye. So da so samba, so da so samba, bye. So da so samba, so da so samba, bye 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 bye. So da so samba, so da so samba, bye. I forgot the text, but you get an impression of the piece. No? It's a very nice piece, and the version I like most, look for it in YouTube. This is by Romero Lubambo and Leni Andrade. Very, very nice version. And the guy, Romero Lubambo, is crazy what he plays, the chords he plays accompanying this piece. Wonderful. How does it go? Já não sei o que está demais, mas não sei, me cansei do calypso a cha-cha-cha. Now I have it again. Okay. There I get really nervous when I have to sing. I have to understand this. Maybe not playing the guitar, but singing I don't do professionally, so excuse. Okay, I would like to correct something also on the advanced version here. I hope you downloaded the right one, because in an early version I still had written here that is the C blues scale, but it is not true. This is the A blues scale. So the things are still there on the server, so you can download the right paper here. You can see it, the A blues scale. And the A blues scale you can use for improvising. It sounds really nice because these chords are a little bit bluesy here, no? And it fits very well. So anyone who wants to try to improvise, Ahmed singt. Oh, cool. Klaus, danke. Anyone who wants to improvise, I play for you a little bit and you try the blues, A blues scale. No, it sounds great. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, and. So far, these pieces. Do you have any questions, especially playing the Baden-Powell pattern? Then please tell me, no? Then we can see. If you have some questions, we can come back and show you. So it's like I thought, I look a lot of television series at the moment because we stay at home. Also on the balcony in the sun, but very much at home. And so dramaturgically, it's like this. I have to show you what comes in the next sequel, in the next film. No? Otherwise, you won't come back. So what I prepared for you for the next session on next Friday and Saturday again, Friday in German, Saturday in English, I want to show you how to accompany ballads. And so I show you some wie sagt man, Akkordzerlegung auf English. This kind of, when I play a chord like this. Yeah? And because for ballads it's really nice. And I searched a ballad for you and found one which is very beautiful, Oseki Votiama. And I'm just writing. I started a little bit. I will do most part tomorrow. So a little example. And so on. This sounds really nice. I can, every piece which is a little bit slower, I can play softly. I can play with these broken chords. Now I have it with broken chords, no? Like this. For example, Corcovado. Let's start again. see, you can make a piece really interesting with these nice broken patterns, and then you mix it with the patterns you know, and so this will get really beautiful. Dotted notes, vielen Dank, Andreas, nochmal. Chord decomposition is Akkordverlegung. So I mean broken chords, a chord decomposition. And an 8 note with a point is a dotted note. Thank you. Very nice, my translator. Okay. There was the wish to play again So Dance the Samba. We will do this, no? And I want, but before we start, take your So Dance the Samba. I do it too. Let me tell you something. This series of films will be the next 2 weeks still. And but I will continue, but just I will not make it public anymore. So it will be only with the supporters, or you can participate paying a little amount then in May, because I would like to find a platform where I will pay for also, probably Zoom, where I can do the things more interactive than on YouTube, so that you can communicate with me. I see you, you can play also if you want. And I'm establishing this a little bit. So if you would like to support my work, so my PayPal account is there, my bank account also, so you send a little bit. Anything between 500 and 10,000 euros is okay. No, joking. The other thing you can do, if you didn't do it until now, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because also there it's important. I want to get in the future 1,000, because then also YouTube treats you differently. And this would be nice if you do this. So this was my advertisement. And yesterday I made another advertisement, but not for myself. Let me see. This is a very nice book by Wolfgang Meffert. This is already the second part, no? But the first part, Harmonielehre, so this is only for the German-speaking people here, Harmonielehre, the best written chord theory book I've found, or theory book. And it's really nice. Wolfgang Meffert, it's in the Acoustic Music Books edition, no? But start with the first one. So it will open your eyes, and it's really easy to read, and it's something we sit all so much at home, because we talked a little bit about theory today. So this will be something which helps you a lot. Okay, I think I said all the important things. Then we play. No? Let's play again. So Dance the Samba. And I will alternate between the two versions. So keep on your version as long as you want. No? Okay. The pattern is, I repeat it again. And now we will play like this. We play also the last 2 lines. Yeah. So we repeat the first 2 lines. And then there is the first house. The second time you leave it out and you go directly to the second house. Okay. And then you play the 3rd line. You play the 4th line. Then you go back to the beginning. That means DC al fine, means da capo al fine, no? From the beginning to the end. And then you play again 2 times the first 2 lines, no? And the second time you stop at the C6-9 chord. No? So let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and. that's it. No? So, okay. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I show you one thing more. For sure, you can take the other patterns now and mix it with this new pattern, no? Which has as a basis the pattern 5. So I show you how it sounds if you mix a little bit the patterns. So this is really nice if you are able then to mix the patterns a little bit, and you can do this with these pieces we have until now, with these chord progressions, also the easy chord progressions from part 1 and 2. The videos are still online. I will keep them also until the end of April, and so you can practice with these videos. No? And yeah, I hope to see you again next week, and have happy Easter. Don't eat too much chocolate because it's not good for the immune system, and we need a strong immune system at the moment. But some little Easter eggs, I think you can eat, some chocolate eggs. So, and stay safe. Don't go out too much. You know the rules at the moment. So, and we try to stay healthy and meet us again next week. Okay. Bye-bye. Have some nice holidays now. Ciao.